What's going on? Alright, let's get this turnabout samurai trial started, you know? Let's go. Let's go. I'm into it. October 18th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. God damn it. I completely forgot I had to do these voices. I didn't warm up or anything. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well. I would like to move on to some testimony. Okay, I thought I read that wrong for a second. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well. I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. His voice hurts my throat, big time. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir. I'll explain the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio, see? This here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station there is a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant, who I personally think is the murderer. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Holy shit. Okay, V victim. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now, jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. Well, that's funny. That's funny. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case, in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to that whole thing again? Oh my god, damn. I mean, this is obviously an option. No, I don't think I have to. I kind of get it. Watch me not get it, you know, something happens during the rest of the trial where I'm like, well, I didn't know that, but it would like give a set of something things. So let's just skip it. I think I can probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear? How medieval. Samurai spear added to the court record. The spear was found stuck in the chest of the victim. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. Oh gosh. Oldbag. Let's get it. We're in the same damn uniform. Her voice hurts as well. And now I'm kind of warmed up because I got gumshoes out of the way. Or like, you know, it started with that. So, will the witness declare her name? God damn it. I'm nervous now because I'm afraid I'm gonna mess up or whatever. Well, where did these Oh god.
My, aren't you a handsome fella?
Why does everyone like Edgeworth? I don't know.
I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered.
It was really like, shit. Your name, please.
Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandpa.
Dude, this game is so good. Your name, please. Seems Edgeworth has a bit of a trouble getting his witnesses to say their names. Oh yeah! Mr. White didn't really say his name either.
Wendy Oldbag, dearie.
So her name is actually Oldbag. I thought that was just a joke. I'm not even gonna try and read this shit, bro. Come on. She did have people make fun of her. You saw that text? She's like, shut the f up. Objection. I object to the witness's talkativeness. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand.
I was just getting in the good part, dearie.
Perhaps we can get to the testimony. Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct?
Yesy, I was.
And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you.
You know your stuff, dearie.
You may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of an old bag. You tell him, man. This is all you. I'm here for you. Let's get her together. Let's... I don't know how to rephrase that.
On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest of them had been doing a run-through there since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 p.m. when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2:30, right? Interesting to me, because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading toward the studio.
Oh shit, okay, that's pretty solid. You saw the defendant then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Let's get it. My mouth gets full of spit when I do these voices. The day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Hold on, let me actually, I just want to look at my stuff. I really don't have a lot either. Okay. Taken at the gate between the entrance and the studios, October 15th, which is the day of the murder, at 2 p.m., and it says photo number 2. That's no clear identification that that's Will Powers. That's just a card key. Here is a map to the studio. Pierced through the chest by a spear at 2:30. There's the spear. Okay. I really don't know I really don't know any of that. I can get to her, you know what I'm saying? Just press her on everything like we were told to do. So up until that time, anyone who wanted to could go into the studio. Until 1, that's right.
Well, there wasn't a security guard at the gate, no. But the main gate was locked, dearie. You'd need an employee key card to get in.
Right. The card key that I have. Ooh! So... I guess... Hold on, let me keep going. Okay, so right now, actually, what I'm thinking is that I can prove that he didn't do it because we found that key card in his bag, right? So there's no way he could have gone there, because he would have had to come back, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So wouldn't the camera, you know, have another picture of him coming back? So what she's saying is no one who wasn't supposed to be there could get in. Was there anyone at the studios when you arrived at the guard station? Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through there since the morning, which is correct, because we kept seeing that photo of Jack and Will performing, you know, the stunts, and she was in the back. But the spear broke. That hasn't been brought up again, so that's curious as well. Oh, hold up, shit, I didn't press her on that, my bad. Press. A run-through?
They were working out a scene between the Steel Samurai and the Evil Magistrate. They got the basics figured out by noon, and were to use the afternoon for practice. Rehearsal was supposed to start at 5. That's why poor old Hammer went to Studio 1 in the afternoon.
So Powers was in his dressing room sleeping when he was supposed to be practicing? What a lazy ass. Talk about a late... Yeah, exactly. If there was a run-through in the morning, why did you only get there afternoon? Ooh, why is he pressing his own person? Oh, I had some errands to run that morning, okay. See, I kind of tripped up on this too, when she said it. What kind of errands?
Oh, well, you know.
No, I don't know. Yeah, seriously, answer the question. Right, okay.
Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers, observing, you know.
Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard state? Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is the exact photo I was talking about.
Whippersnapper, I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job.
I'm not sure your boss would see it that way. Who is your boss?
Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs. Always. Never missed one in all my years.
Wow, I want to see it. I want to see a Steel Samurai run through too.
You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty.
Not a bad idea.
Man, you saying you just quit being my assistant? Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. Okay. Still press you on that, obviously. Did you see the victim then?
Did I see poor old Hammer? Nope. He'd already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station.
He'd already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station. That is... false? Tell us what happened next. I was at the main gate from then until 5, which is correct. That's your shift, from 1 to 5. Hold on. So you were watching there the whole time? No breaks? Not even a second?
Of course. I am a professional, you know. Or are you criticizing how I do my job, Whippersnapper?
No, it's just after seeing you eating those donuts at the guard station yesterday. Oh my gosh, dude.
I can watch the gate and eat donuts at the same time. Snipper Wapper?
Snipper Wapper? Old Windbag is losing it, Nick.
Jesus, these people roast each other. Why don't you raise an objection? So, the witness was on duty through the afternoon the whole time? Very well. What did you see? Now, the murder happened at 2:30, right? How did you know that? How did you know that? Hold up.
Ho ho ho, I have my ways. That overdressed young detective told me. I fed him some donuts and he talked and talked. If you ask me, that detective isn't cut out for his job.
Edgeworth is like, I'm gonna have to raise this to my boss. Or Detective Gumshoe getting ratted out by a security guard. Interesting to me, because a certain man walked right by me at... Oh, because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. I'm pretty sure I can press her with that picture. 2? You're sure?
Sure as spit.
Well, who was the man?
Really, you should try not to get so excited at your age. You might strain or something.
Or it might strain something. Judge is like, what the f...
Now, don't get your skivvies all in a bunch. I'll tell you who it was.
It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. Hold up. Yeah, how do you know it was him? That's right. Let me get this straight, Oldbag. Miss Oldbag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. How can you tell that's Mr. Powers? What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo Old Tokyo. Miss Oldbag, is this the Mr. Powers that you saw?
Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right?
No, they can't. Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai.
I know that. I wasn't born yesterday.
No one in this court is accusing you of that, Miss, witness. He's having trouble calling her Oldbag, apparently. You don't need to say that. However, you do not have proof that this person in the photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you?
Nosy old man. Of course I have proof.
Oh, shit. What? Even he doesn't know. What the yeah, that's what I'm saying. The prosecution would like to ask the witness, please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time.
How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me, this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look.
Edgeworth is like shit, bro. Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Let's hear about your proof then. What the hell do you have? That I don't. I have that photo, but it says photo number 2.
I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his leg, see? Clear as day.
He kinda can. How do you get rid of, like, this, like, you can't get rid of, like, that kind of stuff at the bottom to just get a clear view of the background?
That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy.
Okay, so he did injure himself. It looked like he was hurt during that picture. So he had sprained his ankle. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. That's what we do here. That's what we do. Let's go. Never say anything I don't mean. Yeah, bullshit.
Whippersnapper.
I didn't say anything yet. Chill out.
I'll have you know, I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said is on the straight and narrow. The up and up. Young dude today always whining about each other, pointing fingers at others. It's not enough to make a living.
Shut up. Mr. Wright, please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness. I think Edgeworth has been his match. Let's get it. Let's get it! At morning, during the run-through of the action scene... Hold up. Why weren't you at your post? Who was present at the run-through?
Well, let's see. There was Powers. He's the Steel Samurai. And poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate. And me.
And what exactly were you doing?
Observing. Just observing.
What about the assistant?
Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such.
So she didn't see the run-through then? Shit, I'm having a hard time remembering what she said. I know she said something about Powers being in his shit. Like the dressing room. don't remember exactly what, though. I saw Powers trip and fall. Yep, you did. Trip and fall?
Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh.
There you are in the back looking worried.
So Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course.
You helped make it better?
I kissed it where it hurt.
Let's just skip over that part. See, I was going to, but I wasn't so sure. Where was the assistant then?
Oh, her. She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle.
You may continue your testimony. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Hold it! He broke a prop?
Sure did. His own samurai spear.
His samurai spear? The murder weapon?
Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it.
This strikes me as a significant detail. I better write this down in the courtroom. Samurai spear updated, so the murder weapon, a break in the shaft, has been mended with duct tape. Okay, see, that's interesting. Apparently he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained?
Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch.
Thus the nap.
Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked.
Dragging his foot. Okay. I think we've heard enough, haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me. Which is... where is the Steel Samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. That's what I was kind of wondering, too. A little bit. I never outright spoke about it, but... we're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes. I love when he does that. That's so kind of confident and cocky, like, and it is clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. That's kind of where I got his voice from, kind of that cockiness, kind of like, yes, of course. Like, can't you see? Type shit. I suppose that's right. Are you sure? Are you sure you're sure, Your Honor? Object. I think, it doesn't matter which one you choose, it's just kind of style-based. Like, if you want to be head-on and object, or if you just kind of want to wait and see what happens, and someone else will say some shit, I don't know. But, we do not back down, we do not do nothing. So let's just object. Although, do we have proof, though? I probably should have thought about that before I click. Excuse me. Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. Yes, let's go. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also. Uh-oh. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please?
No need to ask twice, dearie.
God damn. I didn't even, like, object anything to her in her previous, I guess, continued.
The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them.
So, if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be this Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. So it's either her or the assistant. If she's saying that the assistant didn't know about Power's ankle sprain, then she could have just acted like she had a sprain, right? And just, kind of limped and made it look like it was him. But at the same time, why would she do it? She's spoke highly of Jack Hammer.
And how she's been a fan for just so long,
Time before Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m. True. Why would I press that? How do you know that?
Didn't I just explain? I gave donuts to the young detective, and then, after some rubbish about it being a secret, pal, he told me everything.
See, Detective Gumshoe shares his fellow officer's fondness for donuts. That's very interesting information. The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. I could just present this again. What? Are you absolutely sure?
Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody's suspicious looking passed by at all.
Nobody's suspicious looking. Right. No one else went there. Chill out. What about before you got to the guard station?
You mean before 1?
Excuse me.
Why, everyone was in the employee area before then.
Okay. So when did the assistant show up?
And I locked the gate so that no one could get in. Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them.
Are you sure? Bro, the witness has answered the question. Anyone going into the studio had to pass by the witness.
That's right, Sonny. You let him have it, edgy boy.
Edgy boy?
Oh, the windbag sure has...
I'm not gonna say that. Old windbags have a way of skipping over important details after all. Or, for that matter, entirely forgetting them.
How convenient.
Something for you to look forward to, perhaps? Time before Hammer's death. Oh shit, so it started over. Okay, the only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. Bro, do I literally just have to present... We're redoing this? Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct?
Yes, sirree, Sonny.
So whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture?
And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground, dumbass.
Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data.
Oh, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening.
That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are the printed words, October 15, 2 p.m., photo number 2.
Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October the 15th. Really, Sonny.
Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says, photo number 2.
Photo number 2?
The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo? Let's go. Let's go. Everyone's chatting like, oh shit, let's go. That coffee was nasty. Order. Order. Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. I love this stance too. It's just so cocky. His eyebrows are kind of that, like, And I love when he slaps the paper too. He's like, just look at the evidence. This evidence shows that not one, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there is only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? only someone with access, the security lady herself.
You watch your mouth, whippersnapper.
I didn't mean to skip that first line.
The only person I saw that day was Will Powers.
But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by.
Well, yes, that's what it would seem to me.
Can the witness explain this to the court, please? Jesus.
I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help.
But believe me, I want to. But I don't know what this means either.
Sure, some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too.
Oh shit, ooh, the music's quieting down. Whoa.
Whippersnapper.
Something the matter, Miss Oldbag?
That's right. I just remembered something.
Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steel Samurai.
Well, yes. I suppose you could put it that way.
I don't understand how this is allowed. Like, see, I'm like the judge right now. Like, oh my gosh, I'm tired of this shit. I see. Your testimony then, please. For the final time.
Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see.
That's very unprofessional and very unorganized of you.
Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day.
Do you have it? Look how pissed he is. Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this.
Well, of course, Sonny, I've only just remembered it.
Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin your cross-examination.
Well, I'd say that... I'd say that this was a turn for the unexpected. But I kind of expected this.
Oh, I didn't see her face. I would have done it more appropriate to her face. Had I seen it. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. You're so bad at your job. Another job?
That's right. I check all the people that passed by the main gate that day. I look closely at every one of the photos that security camera takes.
Do you back up all of the security camera data?
Well, they keep telling me to, yes. But those computers are just so frustrating. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. You see?
How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking?
Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces, for the most part.
For the most part? This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag.
Well, I didn't touch that suspicious-looking Will Powers photo, did I?
I think she's missing the point. Me too. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day. Yeah, you stupid. Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased?
A fanboy.
Oh. What are you talking about? Fanboy?
Steel Samurai's fanboys. Real freaks, if you ask me.
More than one?
They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that day.
That's what I'm saying. Wait a second. Didn't you just say no one else could get in?
I locked the main gate so no one could get in.
Those were your words.
Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into...
She knows about that too. Dude, this lady is so terrible at her job. She married too. Look, she has got a ring on her finger. Who the hell bagged Miss Oldbag? Okay.
The grate area has been loose for a while. It leads outside and, well, that's where they come in.
They come in through the drain. Like, this is a known thing.
I told you they were freaks. Oh, and
And
they're kids, children, whippersnappers. Every last one of them.
kids. So, on the photo that you erased,
It was a boy, probably second or third grade.
you're trying to tell me that a second or... Oh my gosh, bro. This is heating up a little bit. Order. 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 Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was the Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade.
Oh, yes, well, we see these types there every day. Can't stop them, can't catch them.
A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade? I assume it would be hard, if not possible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear? Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy.
Right, as I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data.
Is that not suspicious looking? You're a security person for a reason to prevent this.
Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there, that makes him a suspect.
And they're already trying to unsuspect him. Ooh. Inside job? Hold on. This court will take a 5... The judge is like, I need to process this shit. Like, I'm tired of, like, testimonies not being upfront, full, ready. People being like, oh, I actually remember something in my testimony. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. Me as well. I'm tired of this shit. And no one forgetting vital information this time. God damn, is that the first day of the trial already? Or is it just, it's the 5-minute recess, so we're gonna go right back into it. God damn, that took an hour. Like, in trial time. Can you help at all? Mr. Powers? I don't remember his voice. Yes. Tell me straight, were you really in your dressing room? Did you go into the studio? Just please answer my questions.
I didn't go into the studio. I was sleeping. Honest.
So who was the Steel Samurai in that security photo?
How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it. Really.
Oh, because he doesn't have a lock on his door, does he? Or does he? I don't remember.
What? You should take better care of that stuff.
I couldn't imagine anyone who would want to steal a Steel Samurai costume. So, where does this leave me?
It doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now.
Nick, what are we going to do?
First, we play for more time. Start by targeting someone else that could have conceivably have done this. God, I can't read.
Right. And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day.
Right. If we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot.
You don't sound very optimistic.
His voice, I'm trying to go for that kind of like
Dramatic sounding, like actor.
you know? Which I kind of found too late. I don't know how long I'm going to be voicing this man. I'm not optimistic at all, actually.
Hey, Nick, it's time.
Okay, let's go. God damn.
What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that.
God, that sniff hurt. Oh, some coffee grinds at the bottom of my coffee. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter? The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studios was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence, but there is still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers.
Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts?
The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. Excuse me. There is another person who could have committed this crime. Please don't have me pick.
Order. Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly onto accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized.
Right. Great. As if the stakes weren't high enough.
So who is this person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed the murder?
Bro. Okay, hold up. So it's not my entire health bar, so maybe I can pick one and screw up and pick another one. Bro, it points to the security lady. It really does. Because like I said earlier, she could have faked the limp that Will Powers would have had if he actually did it. Because she is the only one that saw him fall other than Jack Hammer. She says the assistant wasn't there yet. And plus she always talks big about Jack Hammer trying to act like she liked him when maybe really she had it out for him or something. So I'm gonna press the security lady. I really think she did it. But at the same time, all three of them could have done it. Maybe. So. Could she fit in the vent though? Ooh, she could have erased her photo though. We don't have a photo of a grade school boy. Like, you know? And plus, why would she... Whatever. Let's just say the security lady. Let's go. It was the security lady, Wendy Oldbag.
Oh.
The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew... See, that's what I'm talking about. We're on the same page. Me and Phoenix Shiner are on the same page. That means whoever was in the suit knew about the injury that morning. I read that so wrong. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, Oldbag.
What? Whippersnapper? Huh?
Order. Order. Is this true, Oldbag?
Oldbag? That's Miss Oldbag to you.
Miss Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. That's right, see, that's what I'm talking about. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume. Then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder.
Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume?
To frame Will Powers, duh. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in his costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers.
I see. Excellent detective reasoning, Mr. Wright.
Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes 2, baby. Ah, let's go. Wait, that's odd. Whoa. Yeah, isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Oh, I was thinking more like, why is the judge just kind of being like, oh yeah, you're right. God damn it. Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence?
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have any opinion, or have an opinion on this matter?
I'm gonna go blow my nose, hold on. Oh god, alright, I'm back. Edgeworth, what's up, man? Come on. Prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time.
What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it? Is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there. Do something.
was my move. I mean, that was my chance to take this the whole way. If I were to press further, that means I have, like, solid evidence that she did it. Which I don't. I just have speculation. I have no idea what will happen if I give her a break. But at the same time, if I give her a break, then the judge might be like, well,
Why the hell did you press her then?
like, if I weren't to take this all away, you know? I don't feel comfortable pressing further, just like I said, I have no evidence. Like, solid evidence. Hard evidence. But if I give Granny a break, I'm just worried the judge is gonna press me and be like,
If you're so sure, like, let's finish this right now, please.
so let me actually give Granny a break. I guess this does kind of make it look like she's the killer. Funny, I feel bad for her all of a sudden. That's not what I mean, bro, come on!
It's true that the witness could conceivably have committed this crime. Yet we must not forget that the victim was an action hero. As formidable as her personality may be, I doubt she'd be strong enough.
If he removes her from consideration, that means Mr. Powers is it. Sorry, Windbag, but I don't have a choice. Let's go. Alright, fine, we're taking it all away. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions on that day.
But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer?
SMH. You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive, too.
Indeed.
This is strange. That did it. Now, Windbag is one of the suspects. Okay, cool. No hard feelings. I don't care. If anything, like, be my enemy. What's up?
Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy. The one whose photo I erased.
He's only a grade schooler, though, as you said. 2nd or 3rd grade, was it?
That doesn't matter. When I was at that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds tops.
Your thoughts, Mr. Wright?
The boy is not the killer. Or, that was a... Sorry, he said that. The boy is not the killer.
What? How can you be so sure? Or is it... Or is it be nice to the kids and mean to your elders day?
Okay, I was wondering where that sentence was going. I didn't really read all of it first. I have proof. Okay.
Proof?
Indeed. Indeed? Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed the murder?
Yeah. Yeah. It's this, right? Or is it this? No, it's this. Yeah, no, it was that. Because she said earlier she duct taped the thing. Okay. Okay. Excuse me. Your Honor, the murder weapon was the samurai spear. Okay. I didn't make that connection, but okay. That very spear is shown here in this photo. How could the boy have taken the spear? It's impossible.
I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this?
The Windbag, speechless. This has got to be a first.
Very well.
Whoa. Oh, okay, I was about to say, like, is he declaring right now?
This court will suspend the proceedings on the current trial for today.
This is a short video, thank God.
Mr. Edgeworth.
God damn it. I hate my voice cracks.
Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Windy. What was her name?
Something Oldbag, Your Honor.
So the prosecution will look further into this old bag before we continue. That is all. The court is adjourned.
God damn. That is... Oh my...
Wait a second. I'm not just going to sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me? I'm talking.
Yeah, I'm shook too. It's like,
Oh great, stop the presses, the windbag wants to talk.
Miss Oldbag, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony?
Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about.
Not to talk... By whom? I mean, yeah, I was about to say, like, what does Edgeworth not know? He doesn't seem to know shit, apparently.
Well, testify.
For crying out loud, like, put everything on the table. I thought this video was short.
Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the...
Oh my Jesus Christ, dude. It's so hard to remember now what everyone says.
They said they had nothing to do with it, see?
Whoa.
So they told me just to pretend that they hadn't been at the studios that day. But if you're going accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free, you feel me?
Holy shit. What does the studio know? Hold on.
Miss Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now?
Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told.
Me too. No. This isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bag. What the hell?
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Examination?
the judge is starting to sound like Dutch.
My boy, please start your cross-examination.
Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. And what the hell is that? So you were told not to talk?
That's right, by the studio and the TV bigwigs, no less.
Why didn't I hear about this?
Don't be too hard on yourself, Sonny. We were all in on it.
What the what is going on? Hold on, God, I wish I had a webcam right now, or a face cam. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder, and who were those people? Who were these people?
Well, the director and the producer, for starters.
The director. We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? Of course.
Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it.
You know what? That's what I'm saying, too. Like, even at the studio, Maya pointed out, like, the director chair. I never once thought, like, where the hell is everybody else? You're telling me, like, the actors, the security guard, and the assistant were the only ones at the studio that day? Please. I do not look ahead at all. So, where were these people? Yeah, the
director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through.
Where?
He joined the producer around lunchtime, and they had a meeting after that.
Where?
Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer.
Studio 2? There was a studio... Yeah, with the big tree sign covering the, entranceway.
Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. You go through the gate all the way to the left.
Yeah, but there's some shit blocking it. The path where the monkey's head was falling over. Yeah. Bro, my nose is stuffy and I got the hiccups. What the hell?
Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination?
That's what I'm saying, like... No, continue it. We're gonna get something out of this.
They said they had nothing to do with it, see?
What the Miss Oldbag, this is a trial for murder.
I know that, silly. Still, they were pretty convincing about having nothing to do with it. And they gave me a little bonus on the side.
You took hush money? God damn, this is heating up greatly. So you got your bonus and you still talked. God. I think I've asked all the questions I have to ask. Continue it! Guess that's what I'm saying, like, we'll get her on something. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. So you were told not to talk.
That's right, by the studio.
Okay. Right, okay. Yeah, can I skip this? Okay. Okay, I obviously have to press her, or like, present something. So they told me just to pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day, but if you're going to accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Nick, I guess pressing her was the right thing to do. For an old windbag, she sure likes keeping secrets. Oh, I'm not talking to your voice, sorry.
Let's get as much information as we can.
Wait. Hold up. They were some older people at the studios that didn't remember, they had nothing to do with it, see, so they told me just to pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. But if you're going to accusing me, I'm not letting you get away scot-free. Hold on. Them? Who were these people? The director and the... Oh, okay. The director. Should have known something was fishy. I could go through. Of course. Yes. Well, I was surprised no one asked about it. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Yep. Producer, they met for lunch on the Studio 2 trailer. I can't present something during this. I can only present... If you look at the... Okay. Here it is. You go through the gate all the way to the left. The path where the monkey's head was fallen over. Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination? Hold up. I have no, court record evidence to... Because Gumshoe said when we were investigating that no one could go in there, right? Take a break. We have learned there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet, as we stand here, they had not been questioned. I hold that this is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers.
The court acknowledges the defendant's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag, and more information about these other people we have just been told of.
I'm like Edgeworth right now. I'm like, what the hell is going on, dude? I understand, Your Honor.
This ends the day's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Oh my god, I was about to say, that took a few hours.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me.
Aw, really? It's nothing. Oh, or should I say...
We'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating.
Or we'll be going down to the studios to do more investigating, my bad. We have to find out more about this director and producer. Or you could just tell us right now. How about that? They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination. Let's go.
So, Nick, have we figured out just who was in the Steel Samurai costume? Could it really have been Old Windbag?
What do you think, Mr. Powers?
I don't think it was her. Really.
That's interesting.
Neither do I, Nick.
Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back. I wasn't. Shit. I really think it was her. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers.
Poor Old Windbag. I kind of feel sorry for her.
Well, she wasn't winning any points in there with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios.
Right. We'll be back to visit you soon.
Thanks. Thanks, guys. God, those sniffs hurt. Oh my gosh, bruh. This is intense. This is that heat. Every time I play this game, I always get invested into like some aspect of it, dude. This is so good. I'm excited. Honestly, like this trial is probably the most exciting so far just because that's what I'm talking about. In the previous videos, I did talk about like in Danganronpa when all of a sudden like something would come up. Like for instance, if you haven't played Danganronpa, spoilers. In the first game, the first trial, when like Makoto's like convinced, like, oh, me and Sayaka switched rooms, like she was scared, and all of a sudden Kyoko comes out of nowhere and is like, are you sure? And she just pulls out the letter or like the note that she found out. Like, you don't find that investigating. You never would have thought of that. Like, just all of a sudden new shit comes to light. And your accusations are like either completely thrown out the window or just completely transferred to another person. And I love that. God. Good lord, man. Like, this game is so fun. I'm so happy I'm playing it for the channel. Other things I got going, I'm gonna restart Second Son. I recorded videos for that like a month ago. I haven't edited them yet. I haven't touched them, so I'm just gonna restart that. That'll probably be a walkthrough because I know that game pretty well, and I can probably detail some stuff that people either might not know about, or I can just, you know, provide helpful commentary throughout the game, what have you. I do need to start Lost Legacy. That's exciting. I haven't really played that since it came out either. You know what? Just for a challenge sake, just because it makes for entertaining videos and a lot of deaths, I'm gonna play Lost Legacy on Crushing. Just because it's a challenge. You probably might hear me rage a lot. My patience is definitely going to be tested, so that's exciting. So, this, Ace Attorney, Second Son, hard difficulty walkthrough, and Lost Legacy, Crushing playthrough. I've played it once before, but I haven't played it on Crushing yet, you know? So, that, and, I'm streaming Days Gone over at my Twitch, twitch.tv/GameCuber. So if you want to see any of that, please consider subscribing to the channel or go follow me over at Twitch. If you watched the whole video to get here, thank you, and consider leaving a thumbs up, thumbs down, comment, share, whatever you like if you want to. And thank you for watching!